Good morning. It is Tuesday, August 5th at 11:08 a.m. Hope you're well. The early August week is a big deal in the Dowd House, the Boiler Dowd House. We have a couple birthdays. I told you about that. That was coming. And today's my wife's. So anyway, happy birthday to her. She's not listening. She doesn't generally listen. She said the only time she listens to the show or watches the show is when she has to, because she's upstairs and I'm talking too loudly. And then she has to hear it again as I edit or get it ready to upload. So yeah, tough for her. Hope your morning has started well. Greg McManus is here, and that's always good news for me. Greg is also a member of the 50-year-old club. I don't mean to divulge anything I'm not supposed to, Greg. So if I've just told your people too much, I apologize. But it's out of the bag now. I turned 50 this weekend. Celebrated my birthday. Got to see a whole bunch of pals. Saw Anish and Jay actually in person, which is always a treat. Doesn't happen very often. Probably a couple times a year I get to see them. We kicked around the idea of doing a show, broadcasting together, streaming, not broadcasting, and decided against it. Instead, we had a bourbon and a cigar. So before I dig deeper into the important things about this good weekend, or the things that I thought were important about this good weekend, let me thank the people who made my shirt. Home Field Apparel. Head over to homefieldapparel.com. You can grab a shirt just like this. This is the 1995 Big Ten Championship commemoration shirt from Home Field. It's the second of 3 Big Ten championships in a row, if you're not familiar with that era. Greg and I are, because we were at Purdue, and that team was filled with, let's see, that one had, you had Konzo and Waddell, right? The one after that was Coach Brantley and just a slew of role players just doing big things in the league. It was a pretty incredible era, pretty fun run of 3 years of Big Ten championships. But you can find shirts like that. You can find the Platinum Pack, whatever. But Home Field Apparel does it all. They do really, really good stuff. And also, when you're on campus, head towards the fire station. A 5-minute walk from Victory. That's AJ's, of course. And sorry. Of course, I'm getting phone calls and texts right now because I just decided to go live. But head over to AJ's, grab a pint. In just a couple days. Not yet. You can't grab a pint yet, but you got to grab a pint of root beer. And when you grab a pint, it's a game day weekend. In the bottom of it, hopefully, will be a boiled sports magnet. That's pretty cool. Greatest staff in the universe. Easily the greatest staff, help staff on campus. And, of course, maybe a chance to see one of their handsome owners. Burgers, beef, beer. That's AJ's. So let's talk a little bit about the weekend. Okay, first, like I said, I celebrated my 50th birthday. So I didn't react quickly to all the many news items that Purdue Sports was releasing. And you've probably seen non-Purdue entities talking about these events. So like I always say, you don't want to be first. You always want to be last when talking about news. I'm kidding. But a lot of fun stuff, a lot of neat stuff happening on campus. The basketball team's been practicing. They opened the doors to the media. But more than just the video that's come out, which the team obviously looks great. It's practice. Didn't get to see Omer Meyer practice because his knee's a little sore, but he's already practiced with the team. He came right in and practiced. Did it under the condition of jet lag already, but didn't practice when the practice was open to everybody. Of course, that's a big deal to some. It is not a big deal though. It's not. But what I thought was interesting was the biggest thing that I took away from it was Painter in his comments talking about Oscar Clough and saying Oscar Clough was not in great shape when he got on campus, and yet he is just attacking the glass. Every account says the dude cleans the glass, and this is without being in great shape. The funny thing is, if you look at him, to me, he's already looked like he's leaned out a little bit, and I don't know if I'm just seeing things, but the first practice that I saw him, the first video I saw him, he looked a little bulkier. He looks streamlined. He's flushing the ball with great ease, but he is 6'11" with a long wingspan. First time I got to hear him speak was in the media interviews with him. Very pleasant voice for such a big, strong dude. Australian accents. I think they're awesome. And he's got a good one. But let's see. He said when he was in Australia, before he got stateside, he tried to stay in shape using CrossFit techniques, stuff like that. Didn't have a chance to do much basketball training, so it's understandable that he might not have his legs exactly where he wanted to be, but it's coming fast. Let's see. Yeah, he just some good stuff out of a lot of Paint interviews. If you just check YouTube for Matt Painter, or if you don't even check, if it's my feed, he's rolling into you. There's so much stuff. He was on Gary Parrish's CBS podcast. That was really good interview. It's the second really good interview in a week that I've seen. This one was only a 30-minute. I would suggest you watch it if you enjoy that sort of thing. But this is another good one by Painter. Had some great quotes, which he always does. I can't remember the one that got my attention most, but you'll probably know it when you hear it. Jack Benner. Paint says Jack Benner's been great all summer. He says his understanding of spacing, the system, and so on, his physicality have all been great. I'm a Jack Benner fan, so I'm going to talk about it. He says he will play the 3 and 4. Tough assignments for Benter. If you've gotten some of those videos, you've seen Benter guarding everybody. Just absolutely anybody. It doesn't matter what position Jack Benner's going to guard them. He'll guard guards. He'll guard point guards. He'll guard shooting guards. He'll guard forwards. He guards centers. He's got a tough role. And it reminds me a little bit of Ethan Morton a couple years ago when they used him as a Swiss Army knife. So I think that versatility will get him on the court quickly. Also noteworthy, Liam Murphy is still not practicing. So Benner is having probably to do a little bit more than he would have to do otherwise. But not a big deal. On to less important basketball, but still, none of this is really all that important if we're being really frank. Let's be real honest. None of this is all that important, but it's fun. And it's eating up time until we get to real football and real basketball. I know some of you are trying to gloss right over football. Just get rid of it. I'm not in that camp, and neither is Jay Money. I disappeared. I came back. Instead, I would say enjoy the football season. Enjoy it for what it is. Enjoy the time that you get. I mean, fall in Indiana is absolutely my favorite thing. So it's coming fast. We had some weather that reminded us of that. But Juwan Johnson and Robbie Hummel dueled in the alumni game. A lot of fun there. Both of them kind of matched shots until Juwan couldn't match anymore, and Robbie Hummel kept shooting the lights out. That was fun to see. I did not go to the game, like I said. I had a lot of stuff personally going on. I got great reports of people on the ground, like my pal Ron Gable. Also got to watch the practice report, and I had other people tell me about what they saw. I had a longtime listener watcher. She emailed me about it. Had a great time. She got to meet Oscar Clough. She is quite a bit shorter than Oscar Clough. So, but great reports from her and from other people. Tyrone Johnson played well. Ryan Smith played well. The young guys played well. When I say young, I mean not very young, if I'm being real honest. But the youngish guys played really, really well. What was the other? There was somebody else that got my attention in the video. Can't remember who it is right now. It doesn't matter. Let's see. Oh, DJ Bird. DJ Bird. He was filling it up, and his stroke looks good still. Like I said, the guys that aren't that old, they had a little bit of advantage. Lance was in the house. He did not play, and neither did all those other recent alums. Also, finally, the thing you've been waiting for, football talk. According to, where did I read it? Somebody said, and I think many of the media types have heard this, the first string QB decision looks like it's being made. There's been separation between the 1 and 2. And I think that's probably not much of a surprise. I think these coaches really want to make a decision quickly, but they are not going public with it. So we'll know soon. I bet we'll know in the next week. I think we'll know in the next week who QB1 is for Purdue. That's great news. Also very noteworthy is Antonio Harris has risen up to the 1-2 on the depth chart along with Maccabee. And that sounds promising, that guys are separating themselves and roles are coming clearer. There's a seriousness about this football team. Like camp is somewhat loose, but when these guys talk, and I keep saying this, it's just a little bit different to me. And I don't know if I'm overreading, and you can tell me if I'm out of line. It just seems like these guys are taking camp seriously, taking practice seriously, understand that their time is limited, and they're taking full advantage of that. Also one bigger story, one overarching story. If you didn't read this, if you didn't see it, it's on our Twitter feed. The NCAA tournament, the NCAA has decided to hold the tournament at 68 teams for now, meaning for this year. My guess, it won't be long until they overexpand it and ruin it. But why would we think any differently? It's great to see that the field of 68 will not grow right now. For me, that's great. So a couple of you guys are here. Really appreciate it. Greg McManus is here first. Like I said, he continues. He's the number one king today. Greetings to all of us from the 1900s. Yeah. Greg and I traded quick messages to each other today. And I used to think this was a bit. And I told him that when you saw people on, I don't have a TikTok account, but I do have Instagram, which you see TikTok a day later. And I thought it was a bit that kids were saying back in the 1900s. And I think it was a bit at one point, but I don't think it's a bit anymore. And I tried to explain this. I probably didn't do a very good job articulating it to Greg. But if you were born after 2000, back in the 1900s makes sense. We're 25 years into this, right? So it makes sense that we'd say back in the 1900s, but it really doesn't change the fact that it hurts both my feelings and Greg's. Matt Hostetler says, I don't know if I'm ready for this football season. Well, you better get ready because it's coming. Freight train. Here we go. It's going to be fun. Looking forward to it. We'll have a full preview. The gang here will have a preview about our thoughts about what we're thinking is coming, like a full real preview. But you've heard mine over and over. I think you understand where I stand on this, but the beginning should be really fun. Nate Dolan says he's the number 2 king, says Tuesday morning, Bloody Mary, happy birthday. Agree. The 3-peat era is amazing. Yeah, it was really, really fun. No, not a Bloody Mary for me, just water. Agua in my native tongue. Greg McManus says, Matt Painter has been hitting the college basketball media like I've never seen previously. I agree. It's great to see because he's so good at it. He's clearly embracing the fact that Purdue is really, really good, and he accepts it for what it is. The team accepts it. It's amazing. I said this last week. The contrast between where the basketball team is and where the football team is, how established the basketball team is for who it is. They know themselves. All they're doing is strengthening and bolstering. And the football team at the same time is just trying to get their feet under them. And Coach Odom's doing a great job. The approaches are good. He's a very respectful and respectable guy. He's very, very systems-based. He's what you want to be, what you want a coach to be at this point for Purdue football. But at the same time, it's wild to see the contrast. Very tough job for him. Boyle Bugle says, notice that too. I wonder if it's just opportunities are there and he's changing his approach. It's a good question. I used to think that he's comfortable talking to people, very comfortable talking to people, but I don't think he has ever loved talking to the media. It seems like he's just embracing it though. I think it's great to see just because he's such a good interview. Getting the nation to know who he is better is always good. So Kevin Albuquerque says, an unexpected morning QuickCast, was good to see the pictures of next year's team. Yeah, really, really good. Neat to see, how good that culture is. Just like it's generational. Obviously Coach Katie being there, my thumbnail, by the way, I think Chris Johnson took that picture, and Chris, I'd call him a pal of mine. We've met each other multiple times. Really, really great dude. He took a quick picture of me and my son as he was walking off the court in Detroit as Purdue was getting ready to go to the Final Four, and he sent it to me. Really, really nice. But he's a good guy. He's a talented guy. But he took that picture that I used in the thumbnail, and I love it so much. I love it because of the smile on Hummel's face. And then the smiles of the legends in the background. I think you got Brandon Brantley and Coach Weber, and then Gene, Coach Katie is on the line too. And it's a great shot. Shows the passage of time, right? So, darn it. Yeah. So I thought that was great, and I'm aware of it right now. Jim Garfinkel says, just got here. Did you talk about Henson? Henson get a bit of muscle on, right? It's about the QBs. What? Just got here. Did you talk about Henson? Henson get a bit on the muscle. He asked about QBs. I don't know. I don't understand the question. I apologize. I can't read that. It's probably on my fault. I will put it on me. So Boiler Beagle says, a bigger tourney is wild for me. All teams have an opportunity to make the field by winning their conference tournament. It's a dumb idea because to me, it waters down something that's good. And I know the idea of some people say if something's good, more with that something would be better. It is not the case in this one. It is not the case in the NCAA tournament. They don't need more of it. It's gonna just be filled with mediocre large conference teams. It's gonna suck. So I'm not excited about that. Well, John Harrell's here. I wanted to see John this weekend. Missed you, sir. Says, can you please help me get excited about Purdue football? Just feels hard to make the drive right now. Your drive is easy, number one, sir. Okay, he's in the central Indiana area. I'm not going to give it away anymore. It's an easy drive, number one. Brainwash your kids, number two. Number three, don't take the little ones when it's 1,000 degrees in August, but wait until September and just enjoy the day. If the game isn't that much fun, just go home, go to AJ's, enjoy campus. Tell them about where you were at certain times. That's one thing. Football's the reason to get there and then enjoy the time on campus. But the second thing is, though, if you're there on one of those days that's just magical, it becomes a recruiting tool for your kids. They start loving campus, right? They're like, man, this place is magical. If you get there on one of those days in Ross-Ade where things are special and they can tell dad's really enjoying himself, it's good to be there. And the other thing, and you know this because you've been through the garbage. He was there when Purdue football was really bad and really bad, awful era. And he got through it. And I think real fanship, like the thing that's really cool, when they start winning and you were there when they were losing, you can say, yeah, I kind of earned this, right? This enjoyable day, I earned it because I took my lumps then. I don't think Purdue is going to have to take their lumps very long or much longer as a football team. In fact, I think this team's going to fight like hell this year. Do I think they're going to be ready to contend? No. Do I think they're going to be in the upper third of conference? No. Do I think they're going to make a bowl? I don't. Does that mean they're going to be awful? I don't think so. So I just think there's so many things they have to get established first. I hope I'm hammering that point home enough because I'm saying it a lot. Did I just make you excited about football? Probably not. Does that mean you shouldn't go? No, you should absolutely go. So my pal Grant, Big Time Boiler, says, Boiler up, how are you? Jim Garfinkel says, getting on the muscle means getting his hackles up. Henson. What am I missing here? Who got pissed off? So sorry, I'm way behind. I'm not getting it. Okay, so Grant says the Henson thing is a nothing burger. I don't even know what you guys are referencing, and I thought I did my homework. Like I spent over the last 2 days lots of time reading, and there must have been on Golden Black, and I didn't dig deep enough. That must be what it is. But no, I haven't seen anything that's even at all noteworthy, so I'm not paying attention. So you guys have done this to me a couple times this summer, which I appreciate because then it makes me go back and do more and waste more time when I should be working. Like right now, I should be working, but I'm not, and you're not as well. Denver Graham says, John Harrell, he directs a note to John Harrell, go outside and sniff late summer air. It smells like football. Yeah, exactly. See, that's the thing with me. I'm with you on this, Denver. I just love the fall and I love football season, and I hope Purdue's going to be good every year, but I'm kind of jonesing at this point. And it feels like, right, your kids, if you've got kids that are school age, they're going back to school. Everybody's preparing to go back to school. My wife tried to rope me into a horrible trip to the dollar store last night to get crappy school supplies for my daughter. And I vetoed it because it was officially my birthday yesterday. I said, no, I'm not doing that today. So I'm a jerk. But school is coming. And the good thing about that, I'm always blue when my kids are going back to school. I'm saddened about that. But fall is coming. So that's the silver lining. And yes, with that silver lining comes the greatest sports season of all, football season. even when Purdue sucks, it's still the greatest sports season of all. Denver Graham says Fletch has added muscle. Yeah, every year he's totally bulked up. We can buy that. Nick LaRue says, I would rather see a small NCAA play-in tournament than an opaque committee selection that leaves bubble teams frustrated, though it probably just moves the bubble 4 to 8 teams back. Yeah, so that crappy committee, and I agree, the committee's horrible, but they're not going to get it right with more teams. There's just going to be more teams that are like, oh man, even more will be frustrated because they're like, well, we were mediocre enough to get in the tournament. Why didn't we make it in? So I don't trust the committee. Grant, Big Time Boiler is the number 2 king, says, getting more excited for Purdue football by the day. 5 wins possible. I agree 5 wins is possible. You have to have a couple things go your way. One of the big ones to me is the quarterback situation has to be pretty solid right away. And I think, I'm not going to say that. That's absolutely true. I think you have to stay as injury-free as long as you can in certain positions. I'm excited to hear about the tight ends now because there's some good news coming out of there, some good vibes in the interviews. So that's neat to see. That's a position group that I was very concerned about. Wide receivers and tight ends are probably my 2 biggest concerns, honestly. So now I'm really, really excited about the tight ends. Hope I'm getting you there, John. I think by now you should be very, very excited. Yeah, Jim says, check out the Golden Black interview where Henson was a bit rude. Oh, okay. I will. I'll check it out. Yeah, sorry. I watched. I'm not kidding. And if you've seen, Golden Black has been doing yeoman's work, man. Lots of interviews, lots of really bad audio quality, which is kind of a thing that I've begged them to get better at. It's not that hard, guys. I mean, I love Golden Black, and I've told them I love Golden Black, and I've sent direct messages to Carpick and Newbert. I love it. It's a great source. But damn it, the audio quality, that just started coming out. Audio quality is horrible. Thank God for Derek Schultz for many reasons, but one of the biggest ones is I think he got them all new microphones of some sort, or just said, hey, maybe we should do this in a way that you can understand what we're saying if we're going to talk all the time. It's really simple. Like, my microphone is not a fortune, but the audio quality is decent. This is not hard. And even when you're interviewing players, it doesn't have to sound like they swallowed the microphone. Okay, let's see. Henson did interview yesterday, said he didn't want to break down every QB skill set, already talking about Brown and Singleton, was just being vague on QBs, playing it close to the vest. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that for a coach to do that. And yeah, it seems to me they are being intentionally cagey about the quarterback situation, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that at all. And I think it's okay for coaches and players to be a little bit uptight during camp too, like they're ready to go out and hit somebody else even early. So coaches feel that way too. Doesn't sound bad to me. John Harrell says, if we see great play from the linemen, I will keep showing up. You're going to see great play from the linemen. This is one thing I can almost guarantee from this Purdue football team. I think the trenches on both sides are going to be really good, really solid. I think the offensive line is going to be great. For the first time since, can we say this? I've talked about this for years. Has there been a good top to bottom offensive line, like great, let's say great, since Tiller was at Purdue? Has it been that long? And if it has, tell me which offensive line in all positions was sound. It's been a while. And there's been a couple times where it looked like on paper they'd be good. I think this team's going to be really good. I think this offensive line is going to be really good. Yes, I've said that before. You've heard me say that before. But I really think this offensive line is going to be very good. They are strong in the right places. So I'm excited about that. And I think they're going to be a couple guys that are really special in the trenches. Boiler Bugle says wants to see better tackling. Big Time Boiler says uptight interview, a good way to describe it, but it loosened up at the end. Okay, now I got to go check it. I have to go do it. Have to, because of you guys' suggestions. And I apologize for not knowing, but I was not fully caught up. I literally go through interviews and videos, and I take notes of things that are noteworthy to me. It's that simple. And I didn't even see that interview. and I blame YouTube. Nate Dolan says, thanks for the quick cast. We are all multitasking. Yes. And I hope you're doing a better job at it than I am, because clearly I'm failing. And that's a morning for me. It's been a good one. Let's see. Yeah. Grant says, I think we both thought the offensive line would be good in 2024. Yeah, but this is, let's be honest with ourselves here, and let's be fair here. To understand or to have gathered that there would be failure all over the field as much as there was last year, no one could have predicted it. Nobody could have. I don't even think the most pessimistic among us, Michael from Boiled Sports, is pretty pessimistic when it comes to Purdue football. And I don't think I'm talking behind his back or saying anything you haven't heard. If you ever heard him talk, very negative generally about Purdue football. And I don't think he predicted things would be as dark as they were last year. So can't beat ourselves up about that. Greg Manis says that was squarely on the coaching. Talent was there. Skills were not developed nor improved. Absolutely, Greg. And you know how you know they were talented is tons of guys went and found starting roles and big time NIL deals. And yet they weren't showcased. They simply weren't showcased. They weren't utilized. I was having a good conversation this weekend about why the collapse, right? You got 4 wins in Walter's first year, 4 wins. And is that those Brom players were in enough key positions to keep that thing buoyed? Or was it that Walter's, upbeat players coach, relational coach was good for a year and got guys believing for a year, but then the X's and O's were just not good enough and fell apart in year 2. I can tell you that defensive system was asinine. We all knew it was asinine. We tried to, take our medicine and deal with it. But Purdue was always outmanned, always outgunned on the defensive side of the ball. And on offense, you're like, man, what are they doing? The play calling was just gracious. Let's see, a lot of good comments now. I think this is Big Time Bowler says, I think number one thing is not being talked about is that Odom has brought in 50 plus transfers now. Yeah, I talked about this last time. Now, last 3 years, he's used to this and has done it very well. And that's a good point. That comes down to his systems. I agree. I think someone said 46 players had not put on gold and black for a practice before the first camp day. I think it was 46. I second guess myself when I bring up numbers because you guys know I'm horrible at them. But that number to say they've never practiced in a Purdue uniform before camp is just crazy to me. But Odom is really good at folding these guys in, really good at assessing talent. That's a little trick that Joe Tiller had. So that's a big one. Greg Manis says, on both sides, every half, every game had the same exact boneheaded mistakes that were from lack of drills and fundamentals. And he's right. That's true. But the other thing that was right about, Purdue would dig a hole. I used to always have this when Hazel was there. Purdue was down 14-0 in the first quarter. I was like, game's over. It's not going to be close, right? And how many times did that happen under Walters? You're like, oh crap, we're sliding down a muddy cliff, right? Because the team didn't know how to fight itself back out of that hole. That's not the end of the world. Good teams easily fight out of 2 touchdown deficits. To give it up game after game, to have a two touchdown deficit over and over in the first quarter is painful stuff for us fans, the people that care too much about it. Yeah. And trends were bad. Marshall Briggs says, late here, but good morning, B. Dowd. Same to you. By the way, nice GIF in response to my golden season tweet. Keep me grounded. Yeah. It's going to be all right. It's going to be okay. We don't need to put all the pressure on the future. Let's just take our time. Good things are coming. Let's take every day for what it is. So, all right, now I really mean it. That's it. I always have to have 2 goodbyes. It's the way I do things. God bless you. Hammer down. Hope you have a great day. We'll see you. Enjoy your lunch. Bye-bye.